Hi Stargazers! Today we're talking about a mission that's making history. After more than 50 years, humanity is heading back to the moon! This next lunar mission is called Artemis II, and the plan is to take 4 astronauts farther from the Earth than anyone has traveled in half a century. This mission isn't just about revisiting the moon, it's about preparing for a whole new era of exploration, from lunar bases to future missions to Mars. NASA's Artemis program is the United States' long-term effort to return humans to the moon, but this time, it's not just about making it there. Artemis is about building the technology, the science, and partnerships that will allow us to stay on the moon. And the name Artemis, by the way, no accident. In Greek mythology, Artemis is the twin sister of Apollo. Sound familiar? Yeah, I know. The Apollo missions first took astronauts to the moon in the 1960s and 70s. So as the so-called sister to that mission, Artemis represents a new generation of lunar exploration. One that's more diverse, more global, and aimed at pushing deeper into space than ever before. I love a clever naming convention. Artemis II is the first crewed mission of the program. Artemis I, which launched in 2022, was an uncrewed test flight of the Space Launch System rocket and the Orion spacecraft. It successfully orbited the moon and proved that the systems could handle the trip. Artemis II is planning to step things up a bit. The mission plans to launch from Kennedy Space Center, Florida, on top of the Space Launch System, or SLS, the most powerful rocket NASA has yet built. It will carry the Orion spacecraft and its 4-person crew to orbit. And here's the plan, according to NASA. First, Orion will orbit the Earth while astronauts test all the spacecraft's systems. Then Orion will fire its engines and head out toward the moon. The spacecraft will loop around the far side of the moon, traveling thousands of miles beyond it, farther than any crewed spacecraft has ever gone before heading back home. The whole journey will last about 10 days, and while the astronauts won't land this time, they will be proving that the spacecraft is ready for longer, more complex missions. And speaking of astronauts, let's meet the crew. First, we've got Reid Wiseman, who will command the mission. He's a Navy pilot and veteran astronaut who's already spent more than 160 days aboard the International Space Station. Next, Victor Glover. He will pilot Orion. He's also a Navy aviator and was part of the first operational SpaceX Crew Dragon flight to the ISS. He will be the first Black person to travel to the moon. Our third crew member for Artemis II will be mission specialist Christina Koch. Christina holds the record for the longest single spaceflight by a woman, 328 days in space. She'll also be the first woman to go on a lunar mission. And finally, Jeremy Hansen from the Canadian Space Agency will join the crew. He is a mission specialist and will be the first Canadian and the first non-American astronaut to fly on a mission to the moon. Lots of firsts on this mission. It's very exciting. Together, this crew reflects the international and inclusive spirit of the Artemis program, space exploration as a global effort. So why is Artemis II a big deal? Well, it's a dress rehearsal for the future. Astronauts will be testing Orion's life support, communications, and navigation systems in deep space. Those are conditions that are very different from low Earth orbit where the ISS is. Everything has to work perfectly before NASA sends crews to actually land on the moon. This mission will also set the stage for Artemis III, when astronauts will land near the moon's south pole, which is an area we've never explored with people before. It's hugely important because it contains water ice. That ice could be turned into drinking water, breathable oxygen, even rocket fuel, potential resources that could sustain astronauts for long stays on the lunar surface. Overall, Artemis II is more than just a trip around the moon. It's the first step in a new chapter of human exploration, a chapter where astronauts from around the world journey deeper into space than ever before, building the foundation for future missions to the moon and beyond. So, keep your eyes on the night sky, because Artemis II will definitely be making history with incredible impacts on the future of space exploration. Thanks for watching, Stargazers, and as always, keep looking up. Do you want to know more about the night sky, space exploration, astronomy? Let us know down in the comments what you want to know, and in the meantime, click this video to learn more.